Parker, would you please join us up on stage?
Thank you. Well, thank you to my husband and parents and my friends who all agreed to claim me in public tonight. Thank you. Miranda, I loved how you wrote, or how you said, love all people. That stuck with me. My grandpa Meyer had a big garden. Many summers growing up, we would pick green beans, split them up between families, and take a bunch home. We'd haul them across the street to our widowed neighbor, Mrs. Crane's house. We'd sit on our front porch in our 1950s cushioned glider to snap off the ends and put the beans in our big green Tupperware bowl. Then we'd schlep them back home and we'd fill up mason jars and we'd drop them in the pressure cooker, and those jars would go down to the cellar so we'd have beans for the year. Mom was on the funeral committee at church, and every once in a while she'd get a call that they needed a side for a funeral luncheon. She'd send one of us down to get a few jars of green beans and put them in the crock pot with some bacon, and we'd take them to the Care Center. We helped my grandpa with his garden. We helped Mrs. Crane with time and attention. We helped Mom in the kitchen, and we helped our community in times of grief. My earliest memories are of service. On Saturdays, we went with my dad to Mr. Kanoski's to help with the farm, or to Old Man Miller's to check and make sure he was okay. Dad was always helping someone move a freezer, or fix a car, or taking a load of junk to the landfill. We hoped that day's task was at Grandpa Myers or Grand's because they kept cans of pop. Service was a way of life. Teaching is service. A service to students, obviously. But since I'm talking to a room full of educators, we know that service in our buildings goes beyond the classroom. I want to talk about service to one another. Teachers need each other. Veteran teachers serve by helping new teachers learn their way, and new teachers help veteran teachers by infusing new ideas and energy into our building. As a staff, we serve one another with support, encouraging each other at the end of the school year when we're trying to juggle field trips, celebrations, and challenging behaviors. We serve by celebrating big, visible victories like this, and small victories daily, like a class period where just everyone got to learn. We serve when tragedy strikes our school families, and we gather and hold fast together when we grieve yet another senseless loss. Mr. Rogers famously recounted a story about his childhood. He said, "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" There are lots of scary things on the news today, but the fear and negativity doesn't have to define us. So that's what I call on you to do tonight. Be helpers. Serve each other. Use your talents and gifts to make your spaces a better place. My coworkers are brilliant at this, and I cannot imagine my life without them. The lunch ladies tip me off when they make turkey and gravy. The nurse keeps me stocked in Band-Aids, especially during the quarterly 6th grade hot glue project. The girls in the annex keep Coke Zero, and they're willing to share if my afternoon is dragging. The secretaries dropped homemade soups by my house when my daughter couldn't eat solid food. Our staff has covered my classes, given me technology lessons, educated me in restorative practices, attended meetings in my place, kept chocolates in their offices, said their prayers, dropped off hand-me-downs, and nominated me for this honor tonight. They serve, and our place gets better. We all get better. We become one team. So bring the green beans. Invite others. Sit together and snap off the ends while you tell stories. Divide them so everyone gets a little, and stash some for the days ahead. It's not about the beans. It's about the service. Small, otherwise unremarkable acts. If we serve a little each day, there's no way we can't get better. I believe in us, in my building, in my district, and in my St. Joe community. There's so much to be proud of here, and so much to look forward to. We have the helpers. We know how to come together. And if we forget, I know some Southside middle schoolers who can show us how it's done. No cap.